What's good, everybody? Just want to say that whatever you're about to see, well, not whatever. I'm sorry. That's just terrible. That's terrible with my own work and how I think about it. What you're about to see after this is something I was trying to do, trying to experiment with, or trying to at least enlighten some people on. It did not turn out the way I wanted it to. However, because of the fact that I still feel like it is good information, even up to the point where things crashed, it did not work out the way I want to. I still felt like still felt like the information needed to need to be put out there. So um, I'm sorry it's not to the best of my ability, and even let's face it, even the best of my ability still ain't the best at all. But here it is. You should definitely check it out. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. It's your boy Mark Summers, Major, latest MajorsHouse.com, and I'm here with a special Majors Offline, not for a game necessarily, but for a little streaming tip. I've been noticing a lot lately there are people who have been, for whatever reason, ready to, who've been big fans of Streamlabs OBS. Streamlabs doing a great job. They were able to bring a lot of features to OBS Studio to make it like that nice one-stop shop for people who are trying to get into streaming, trying to get into content creation. But for whatever reason, there are people who are trying to get out of Streamlabs OBS. A lot of people who, when they're trying to do, they're doing it for whatever reason. Whatever reason. The one thing that's stopping them from doing it is Streamlabs OBS's lack of ability to export your scenes to OBS Studio, to XSplit, wherever they want to go. So what I'm going to do here today is kind of show you how I can kind of solve this problem. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to switch on over to my trusted scene where you can see all of my desktops. So of course we got down here in the bottom left is the Streamlabs OBS window. We've got my main desktop here we're going to do a lot of work out of, and then we've got OBS Studio right here. So obviously we're going to move stuff from here over here. Now, of course, the first thing I want to focus on though is we're going to go ahead and try to move this over here. So I'm going to switch over to my Streamlabs OBS screen. And see, as we got here, we've got nice little template here. It looks beautiful. I love it. And it's the reason why I really wanted to figure this out, because one, I spent money on this. Two, it just looks fucking cool. And I needed to take this with me. Like, I was not going to buy another thing here. I wanted to move from my older one. And this was the new one, the one I bought. The reason why it was in Streamlabs is because there was an easy, double click and, hey, we'll set up everything for you in Streamlabs. But then it's like, yeah, I'm tired of Streamlabs, so I'm gonna figure out how to get this out. So I sat and I wrecked my brain for it. Now I figured it out. So one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit this right click here on the scene. I'm gonna click this create screen projector. So now it's sent it off the screen. What I'm going to do is pull it back here. And I don't have one. Hold on, let's. Yeah, sorry about that for a second. I had to create a new one because I forgot it's probably too small. Let's see, there we go. All right. So what this full screen projector does is you can tell it to go to whatever screen, whatever monitor you want to, and it'll blow up whatever's in here to fill up the entire screen. One thing you can use this for is if you do not have HDMI pass through for a capture device, and you're playing your console game, you're playing something on PC, and as long as it's not as long as you don't need super high refresh rates, it's pretty good if you're playing a single player title where like a few milliseconds doesn't matter. There's some issues if you're playing fighting games, racing games, sometimes football, because you got these routes at the right time. So what you want to do is you want to select one of these full screen displays. I know for this monitor in particular, full screen display 4 will blow it up. So now what you're looking here is actually a full screen projection of that scene in Streamlabs OBS on my main display. So for me, I'm looking at what would appear on a recording, on a stream. Like if I were to send this stream out to Twitch, this is what people will see if they full screened it on Twitch. So there you go. And that's what we're looking at here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this screen and we're going to put it over here. In order to do that, I'll switch on over. There's OBS. I'm going to add a display capture. Now, of course, for me, I've already got them filled in. My Asus is my main screen. Dell is my OBS screen, and Lenovo is the SLOBS screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose an existing, do Asus, or again, if you do not have display capture, you can go to create display capture and you can choose it here. What I'm going to do, seeing that it's already here, I'm going to just click that, click OK. And now I can see what's actually on the my main monitor. So as you can see, they're all doing the same thing. And I can sit there and hit this eye and it goes away. They come back, they go away, they come back, they go away, they come back. Yep. So you get the idea. Now, what you want to do is you want to come over to Streamlabs, and you see you've got all your sources here. There's a lot of sources for this one. Even for something as basic as this, there are a lot of sources because you see they got source there, the stream starting. Like this is all a source. This only contains stream starting and the spinning cube. Then you've got text, image, text, image, text, text, image, text, image. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Not to mention that there's actually an alert that's right here too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of basic stuff here. I'm not going to get to the nitty gritty here, but because like if I show you just like, I'm going to add my name and this scene right here. And you can kind of see like where you need to go. And again, it's a little tedious to do. It's going to take some time. Like if you have like a good half an hour to an hour, depending on how much stuff you have on your individual scenes. Because think about it. I've got all this stuff on one scene. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens. Not to mention this one down here, but that's a movie, so we're not going to worry about that one. So yeah, having to do that for seven screens. But even too, especially with the stream starting, stream ending, and be right back screens, I can kind of cheat with that because, as you probably saw, they're virtually the same, except some information has been omitted, or again, like between stream starting and stream ending, the only thing that changes is this bit, because it's another overlay. It's another video stream that's sitting here. Instead of stream starting, there's one that's a stream ending. And with BR back, that's the only one where it's a BRB, and then it gets rid of some of this information. I think it actually gets rid of, let's take a look. Yeah, it gets rid of the time because I'm currently going. You don't have to worry about the time so much. So yeah, that's what we got going here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to get some information from here. One, if we're going to try to import this video, we need to figure out where it is. So we're going to highlight the video. We're going to take a look and find its source. We're going to double click it. And we're going to get its local file. So what we want to do is actually I'm going to open this up. I'm going to click in here. I'm going to copy that path. And then we're going to keep that open too, because we need to see what file that we need out of that directory once we get there. So now I'm going to switch over to OBS Studio. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to import a media source. Because again, like this, what I have here, this whole glitching stream starting thing is actually a media source. It's actually a small little video, a .webm file that plays on a loop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the media source name to I had to call it stream starting over on SLOBS. All right. So I'm gonna go in here and browse. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paste that path I had. Now I have access. Now I can see all the files, all the nice little files that were bought in from the overlay. Now, or from the scene package. This is the same for each and every stream package that you can that you get from Streamlabs OBS. It may not be specific here. Actually, I think it is specific. What they do is, like, if you download the stream packages, they'll put all the necessary files in their necessary folders, and you can just pluck them out. So now that I put the path in, I'm gonna go get the file name, and again it's 1509420-3. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually copy it from Streamlabs. I'm gonna paste it as a file name, click open, click loop, close when inactive, because I don't need the resource to continuously run while I'm not watching it. All right, so now I've added the WebM file on top of my display capture. You may not be able to tell it, but you can kind of see that it is doing something different. So when I close the display capture, now you get to see stream starting. That's exactly what that file was. If I turn it back on, you can see the display capture behind it, and you can see that they're glitching at different times. So that's why, like, you can see something that's not moving when things are moving, as opposed to if I were to turn off the stream, my scene, my source that I imported. Now it looks fine. Bring it back in, and now it seems like there's something sitting on top of another. And of course, turn off the display capture. You can only see the source I just imported. So that's what you can do for various elements that you need to bring in. Again, so let's bring this back up. So if you're trying to bring in this clock, actually, because I think that's another thing. This was like the WebM file was easy because of the fact that it takes, like, it's 1920 by 1080, so it's gonna feel, I don't have to move, I don't have to adjust anything. But there are things like this clock that have to be adjusted. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna switch back over to SLOBS. Close this here, and we're gonna look for that clock. So it tells me that it's a schedule icon. So I'm gonna open up this browse, grab that there, copy that path, go back to OBS. Now I'm gonna add, because this is an image, I'm gonna call it clock. Open this up, and see, now all of it's here. Like, because the fact that it's looking for different ones. Actually, let's take a look here. Let's actually take a look at this path. Ooh, boy, I've got to clean some stuff. So as you can see in this path, all the media for your Streamlabs OBS scene collection is all in here. Got your PNGs, your WebM files, all that's in there. So you really only need this one directory. And the reason why, like, they don't list anything is because of the fact that they change the they change what's displayed depending on what you're trying to import. So what I'm looking for is a clock, and of course, because everything is white because it's on a very dark background, I can try to do this and try to find it. I think that is the clock. Yep, that's the clock. Click OK, and you see it put the clock up here. Now what I want to do is put the clock there, and like with my keyboard, I can hit the up and down keys to kind of line it up like so. Now, I'm gonna turn off the display capture once again. Look at there. Perfect. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my name to it. Now, there is still something you have to do because of the fact that there are fonts that came with this. So, I'm gonna come back over here, cancel, click my name up here. So, this is one thing that is going to catch you up a little bit. Streamlabs OBS uses its own font, or it uses Google font, but these fonts aren't necessarily on your computer. They don't, when you use them in Streamlabs OBS, they don't necessarily import into I lost my other OBS instance, unfortunately. It crashed on me, which is a bummer. See, now you can, yep, now you're seeing the thing you weren't supposed to see. And I bet you I've lost all my work. Oh, and it crashed. All right, so I guess I'm gonna have to continue on without that OBS instance. But essentially, what you want to do is you need to figure out what font you're using. More often than not, it's not going to display in OBS Studio, because OBS Studio actually uses the fonts that are installed on Windows. So what you have to do is you're going to see if OBS Studio even has the font. If it doesn't, you can do a quick Google search and actually track down these fonts. You can download them, install them to your computer. It's a matter of you get the font package if you don't have to pay for them. Consider highlight them, hit enter, and it'll open up a whole bunch of fonts. You can just hit install font for each one of them that you get, and restart OBS, and then you should be able to have access to the fonts. So yeah, what you do is you take that, and so now I can't demonstrate it, which is a bummer. But what you'll do is you'll type your name in OBS Studio, try to match the font size, and if it, normally for me, what I was doing on OBS Studio is I would make that font size bigger. Make it the biggest you could possibly can, maybe 2 times the displayed upper limit on OBS. From there, I can take it when it gives it to me. I can sit there and shrink it down and match it to this, and use my mouse, use my arrow keys on my keyboard to match it just right, and start lining this all up. You have to do the same thing for all these down here, and then because of the image files, you don't have to worry about those. Those will scale properly. It's the text that tends to not look right if you don't use a big enough font size. Even if you go in here, so you can go back in, pull up my name. Even if you were to use this font size and try to match it up, it looks a little off. Apparently the way they render fonts in Streamlabs OBS will be different than the way OBS in Windows renders the font. So what you want to do is you want to make it, on OBS Studio, you want to make it a little bit bigger, and then try to just shrink it down in your editor to try to match. I do apologize. Again, computers are weird. OBS Studio did crash on me, or at least one of the instances of OBS Studio. I'm actually recording this on an instance, and the computer's probably, well, why are you running 2 versions of OBS? You were crazy. What are you doing? Stop doing this. We're going to close it for you. Seems like you've made a terrible mistake. If you do have any questions, please let me know. I can try to do something, try to work it out. Maybe I have to use a Mac. I don't know. But yeah, if you got any questions, please let me know in the comments. You can find me at MajorLinux on Twitter, on twitch.tv/MajorLinux. If you got any more questions, we can maybe even demonstrate it live on stream. But yeah, this has been it. This is how you can, again, it's going to be a tedious process. It's not going to be easy, not in the least, because there is a lot that you have to do in order to finally get this all over into OBS Studio. It's hard, it's difficult, I understand, and I wish Streamlabs would actually make it easier for people to be able to migrate from one platform to another, but here we are. Again, this is Mark Summers, Major Linux, MajorsHouse.com, with another Major Offline, and hope to see you in the next one. Peace out. Well, I hope that was as fun for you as it was for me. If you did enjoy that video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell button so you can get notified when I put up new videos. I'm trying to do the YouTube thing just a little bit more than I used to before, so definitely do that. It's great help. Again, for every subscription I get over at YouTube, I donate $1 to Extra Life, a gaming-based charitable organization that's a part of the Children's Miracle Network, where we help sick and injured kids in our local communities get a fair shake at life. So definitely subscribing is actually doing good for the community. How does that sound? Of course, while you're here, if you're looking for something else to watch, I do recommend that you check this stuff out. Just check these two videos out here. One is the most recent video, and one is actually a video that I've created that hopefully best suits your taste. I don't know. I'm not the tastemaker. I'm just a creator. You have to get with YouTube about the whole taste thing. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're into. That's on you and YouTube. But I do recommend that you click one of these, or do the subscribe, hit the like, do the things that the YouTubers do. No pressure on my part. I'm not gonna force you to do anything, but if you do, I'd really appreciate it. So until next time, peace out.